Hello, everybody, and welcome back to round 11, round 11 of the YCS London 2017. We have, I've said this almost every round, a very, very special match for you because we have brought JY Sheriff onto the feature match table, who I don't know if anybody remembers was the point scorer to be able to get to the World Championships for the UK.
Everyone remembers.
Everyone remembers. He did come last at the World Championships. Kind of a Eurovision thing going on right there. He is playing at Leon Dowe-Ranger, who is playing Invoked. So we've got an Invoked versus Spirals for you this round. Now, I've only seen Invoked once before on stream this weekend.
It's been a long weekend. I don't really remember.
No, the first round of the LLDS was Invoked Mirror Match.
Oh.
No, wait a minute. Yeah, Invoked ABCs, wasn't it? Tom Rose was playing Invoked ABCs.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, then. So, do we have anything interesting about their decks?
No. JY went onto the internet, highlighted a deck list, right-click copy, right-click paste. That's what the Spiral deck is.
Right, so it's literally just as standard as you can possibly get.
Yeah, and it seems to be working out for him. Again, if it's not broken, don't fix it. I can respect that.
That is playing a Zephyraxi Flame Beast of the Necros.
Yes.
The main.
Leon is, in case, because of the Magical Meltdown is so important to his strategy, he needs to make sure that he's not getting stuck with the Oracle of the Zephyra on set rotations.
Funnily enough, I actually think it's better in that deck to be playing stuff like the Gaia and the Zephyraxi because with Spiral you need so many pieces to make like the ultimate combo, whereas Invoked you just need a couple.
Sure.
So you've got more space and bricking potential is less because
Yeah, so just may as well take it so you can access your field spells.
Yeah.
I can subscribe to that.
I think this is the last round.
Absolutely.
It is the last round of Swiss.
It is the last round of Swiss. We'll take a look at deck breakdown. Not now. We'll look at it at the start of the top 32, so we can have a look at exactly where we've come from. So without further ado, let's go straight over to the table.
There's a handshake, and we're going to get ready for the last round of Swiss for YCS London 2017.
Now, I do believe that these guys are also on the bubble.
Yeah, JY told me his record was X11. So
he's got a very big chance, either of these players, they've got a very big chance that if they don't win this game, they will not get into the top cut. And that will be absolutely devastating.
I like how you use the voice to emphasize that.
You're welcome.
If anybody's looking to hire a children's entertainer,
voice actor.
Sorry, voice actor.
That's what I do.
Okay, so just looking at the win-loss ratios of these two players. So JY, something that a lot of people may have looked over when we were saying it, the number of tournaments each player has played in. JY actually holds the record for the greatest number of tournaments last season. He played in 32 WCQ tournaments.
Basically every possible weekend that there was a regional on, he went to, right?
He wanted those points.
Yeah, absolutely. And with a 72% win ratio, that's probably the most accurate win ratio that we actually have.
It's actually 72.9.
Yeah, so almost 73.
Oh, that is unfortunate for Leon. Leon does have the Ash Blossom, the Slice to Ash Blossom machine duplication, and JY has the follow-up. So now JY is going to be able to
carry on.
He's going to be able to lay in the full combo.
Yeah. Speaking of Leon, he's got a 65% win ratio.
Over how many events?
Just 9 events. Yeah. So JY played...
Real road warrior.
Yeah. JY played more events in that one season than Leon's played in 3 years.
JY was that guy that really, really wanted that trip to Japan.
Yeah.
That's more than double the number of tournaments that even Marcello played, right?
Yes.
So JY's 72% is incredible.
Yeah, that is really staggering.
Okay, here's the double helix. Seeing a very, very standard player play for Spirals here. Do you know what? I know that a lot of people already kind of know what Spirals do from Dallas, but we're going to have a lot of people coming in and watching and that don't really know what's going on. And we haven't actually explained it on stream yet.
Well, we explained it a bit during the LLDS, but yeah, this is day 2.
This is live.
Yeah.
So, Matt, do you want to give us a quick overview of what's actually going on here?
Sure. So during your initial setup, you're aiming to somehow get 2 Spiral monsters on the field. This could be in a number of ways. This could be machine duplication, quick fix, or drone. This could be a drone agent. Basically, any way to get 2 Spiral monsters on the field. From there, you summon double helix, and you ideally want to have got to the drone at this point to rearrange the top 3 cards of your opponent's deck, and then from there, You want to get your master plan, use it to add a mission to your hand. Then you perform a link summon, like we see with JY, of your choice, and then you get 2 additional searches for the Spiral Resort and the 1 Spiral Monster. So at that point, you're then going to start preparing to summon Spiral Sleeper. And your field generally ends up being something like a Firewall Dragon that's mutually linked, a Sleeper equipped with the Last Resort and Spiral Resort protecting your field. So then you have quick effect removal during your opponent's turn, and you also have the Firewall as additional disruption. And it's because you commit only maybe 2 cards to doing some of these combos, the rest of the cards in your hand you're holding are a further disruption like Ash Blossoms or Draw and Lockbirds to stop your opponent comboing off.
So a lot of the time that you see on Facebook, those break my board posts where people post ridiculous boards.
And everyone always just says Wing Dragon Raw Sphere mode.
Yeah.
And everyone then argues. Yeah.
It's basically that.
So JY is going to get a Spiral Resort off the top of the Sylvan Princess Sprite. He's going to now get another Spiral Resort. He is so focused on this, because when I was trying to talk to him, he goes, I'm focused on this, I need to win this, I need to win this. I said to him, do you want a feature? And he goes, and I went, well, if you don't do it now, I'm just going to put you on later. And he goes, yeah, go on then. I'll do it now. Let's just do it now.
Is this JY?
This is JY.
He's going to get one later as well, if he carries on.
Yeah, I think making the top cut here is super important to him. He is a superb player. He only began playing, like, what, last year, I believe it was?
Yeah.
He kind of funded on the scene, went to the World Championships. Didn't quite go his way out there, but at the end of the day, even placing lowly in the World Championships, you're still one of the best players in the world. We've seen this happen before to Bodan, who finished very poorly in the World Championships he attended, then went on to win YCS Toronto the week after.
Yeah.
So even if you take a bit of a knock to the confidence there, those players are still absurdly strong.
Yeah, absolutely.
And deserve all the respect you give. Actually, for any of our watchers from Canada, Jesse Cotton is also playing. He's still in it to win it. He was on 2 tables down from JY, so he's in the same position where he needs to win this. I believe he's also playing Spiral. He also attended the World Championships as Canada's representative. I can't remember if that was for this year or a previous year. I'd have to look that up.
This round is actually against Lorenzo Roma, another former world's competitor.
There's a lot of them knocking about today.
Yeah.
Considering how few players actually ever set foot at the World Championships, it's an extremely exclusive event. That even just getting on the stage is a massive accomplishment, and then seeing you can see why when you see so many of them popping up in our conversations during the stream.
So there's a lot of setup going on for JY there, and Leon is just looking at it.
Well, actually, the problem with Leon's hand there is he's holding Book of Eclipse, but that only really answers the Sleeper. He then still has to deal with a Firewall Dragon that's mutually linked twice, whilst Ib is also covering the field with some protection. If you want to bring up Ib, I think it's Priestess of the World Chalice. This is a very good card for protecting your field. This linked card cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects. Your opponent cannot target this linked card with... I lost my line.
With card effects?
With card effects. If a monster this card points to would be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can send this card to the graveyard instead. And then the last effect is to summon a World Chalice from your hand, which is irrelevant. So he can also protect the Firewall. Yep, we're going to see a save rotation. But JY has already gone through 2 of his Spiral Resorts.
So he doesn't really care that much at this point, surely.
The field spell zone is way less relevant to him. He's already committed many of his deck resources. As we've seen many times with Spiral, you generally throw your entire deck's worth of resources into your first board, your first field, and then after it gets knocked down, you start scrambling for resources to get back in, and it's basically beat you down with my 1900 Gemini Elf.
But he's in a reasonable spot here. If he can just get through and get into this this sleeper agent here, then he might be in a better spot.
Yeah, I mean, this is the thing with Leon. If he summons Mechaba, the Firewall Dragon, if it attempts to return the Mechaba to his hand, he has an Alistair in his hand, he has Draw Lockbird. Both of these he could easily throw out to stop the Firewall Dragon and then start picking apart this Spiral field. So Leon not in a terrible position here. And JY is now seeing if he can respond to a fusion summon because of Magical Meltdown. Let's see. Yeah, we're going to see Utility Wire. But the problem is, there's another Alistair in hand. So that Mechaba is going to come through.
Is it?
What else could he go for? He could go for Purgatrio because it's Ash Blossom. Does he have the light? I assume there's a light monster. So
He has every...
Yeah, here comes Mechaba.
Okay, so...
Puts JY in a bit of an awkward situation because that Mechaba will can attempt to attack over the Sleeper Agent, and if that attack would go through, he would be able to clear the field. But actually, War Chalice just... Ib, did that protect the monsters it links to from battle?
Yes.
Will be destroyed by you can send it instead, so you can protect the... Yeah, he sends the Ib to protect the Sleeper, because that would be dreadful if that attack actually was successful, because then Sleeper... While he looks like he's on your side, he's both a good and a bad guy, and he takes out the rest of your field with him.
Yeah.
Presses a self-destruct sequence.
Absolutely love Mechaba. Just the artwork and everything about the card.
Mechaba is a terrifying card to face down.
It is. Feels a little bit tiny, though.
Yeah, it's riding a chariot.
I mean, it's got 2,500 attack is what I mean. I wasn't talking about physically. It's
right.
small.
Sorry, I get confused because Luke...
Luke talks about the artwork a lot.
Luke reads into the story too much. Firewall Dragon getting negated and banished, but that is going to allow Spiral Sleeper to be able to be used and clear up two things. Leon is holding another Invocation, so he can just then replace the Mechaba with another Mechaba.
Would you really want to do that when you've got...
I mean,
no cards in hand?
The Extract Zone is free, so we are going to see... And he's also got the double Helix, so we can see a lot more Link plays.
Yeah, this is assuming Leon gets through the turn. Because Spiral Sleeper Agent has survived and got back to JY's turn, JY's got a great opportunity to clean up the game here. And then he just searched for his last resort. Yep, takes this out, takes this out. And JY running the math. He hasn't played a big red this turn, so that's another possibility. And Leon's going to reveal top card of his deck because of the Spiral double Helix. We saw the Utility Wire put the Alistair on top of the deck. Super Agent, double Helix, Quick Fix, and Sleeper.
Yep, I think that's enough damage.
Yeah, that's
and that is game one. Absolutely huge attack from the Secret Agents there.
Ib making a huge difference there. Had JY not arranged his formation in the way that he did, Leon would have been able to run over the Sleeper Agent and clean up all of JY's board, and then JY would have been scrambling for resources whilst Leon goes turn after turn, fusion, 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 and they get better and better.
But then JY just had it in the bag already.
Yeah, the game, as soon as JY was able to make sure he kept that Sleeper Agent through to his turn, the game was over. Like, that's just how strong that Sleeper Agent is if it survives. It's 2,800 damage on its own, so it's a huge chunk of life points, and it also comes with removing additional cards. 2 during your turn, 2 during their turn.
Let's have a quick look at who is actually currently in the top 32. We've got Jan Oliver, actually currently undefeated coming into this round, playing Spiral. Frederica Zabini at 4th. We got Mario, which is another invoked player, in 5th. Erikos, currently in 8th.
He's had a great weekend.
Oh, he has. Vladis, randomly, who usually actually judges with us, and he's the Irish national champion last year. Carmelo Buttiglieri, he's the 14th. JY currently in 15th. Of course, all of this can change. Jesse Cotton is currently in 18th. Mirko and Marcello, 23rd, 24th. Leon is currently 26th that we're watching now. Loa Strandberg, who is in the LLDS finals, he's 29th. Ben Newland from Australia is currently 30th. We've got John Lascelles, who we had on the stream, in 31st, and Michael Fauna is currently 32nd, and that's because of his 8-2. But we'll see if he wins this round and gets through. We've got Brad Hickey, who's currently on 24 points as well, in 33rd, playing Pendulum Magician. Lorenzo Roma is in 35th, playing Spiral. Oliver Newton, who is again one of the previous national champions for the UK, winning 39th, playing ABC. Trickstar is in 42nd. And let's have a look what else we've got.
How's Matthew Hayden doing? I
Another
saw some
Pendulum
people in
Magician,
chat
47.
asking about him.
Hayden Matthews is still X2 at the moment.
So he's bubbling here. What's that, 37th place?
57.
57th.
Yeah,
My
so he
apologies.
is bubbling.
Probably all the guys in the card house are still sat there watching him.
What's the time in Australia right now anyway?
Pretty late.
Yeah.
It's like 8
Like
p.m.?
8 p.m. Yeah.
Oh, just above him is Joshua Schmidt,
Yes.
just to mention.
Oh, how's Ryan Jacobs doing, by the way?
I believe he actually dropped.
Oh no, the original Yugi was on such a good run.
He was on a very good run. No, he's still in on 79th. He's 7-3, so he's just out of there.
Yeah, that's very
But he
unlikely
was
to
doing
get in.
very well.
He beat Joshua Smith.
He
and
did
he
beat
beat
Joshua
Raphael.
Schmidt,
Both
yeah.
of those are extraordinarily strong players.
I'm sure they were very upset to be beaten by some guy dressed as Yuki.
I think that was the best part, honestly.
Yeah. Raphael was not pleased, to say the least.
Yeah, he came
Well,
up
did
to
you have
me.
a chance to
And
have a chat?
he actually came up to me and said, I never want a feature match again. He goes, whenever you see me on the feature match, I get obliterated, and then I win all the other rounds. Like, I think he's actually doing pretty well. I think he was like, I think he's actually X3 now. I think he dropped. But for the rest of his day one was actually really, really strong. But he started on that note. And he was just shaking his head. I think it was Infernoid that took him out of the tournament.
Yeah, he's currently he's on 7-3.
He's out of reach.
Yeah.
Raphael was saying to me, I hope you didn't roast me too hard.
No, no.
Yeah.
we very rarely, like, actually roast people quite bad. Like,
No, we don't.
That's very rare.
Back to the game here. We've got JY kicking off his tricksy shenanigans.
Oh, he has Super Combo, Spiral Quick Fix and Machine Duplication, and Hand Trap. As we heard from Ericles earlier, that's what should be considered as an amazing hand. Leon, on the other hand, no Hand Traps, but he does have the Regeki to try and push out with, and a Blackwing Gofu.
He's got two Alistairs and an Invocation in hand as well.
Interesting. JY has chose to go with the Drone Machine Duplication instead of Quick Fix because it makes his turn much, much more reliable. Because it means he guarantees that he gets his Super Agent from his hand into play and his Double Helix goes off without a hitch.
It all makes sense.
But
Oh, and he's giving them the Ash Blossom
yeah,
whilst they can't do anything about it.
yeah, it's going to be a super late Ash Blossom. Like a lot of people do actually immediately slam down the Quick Fix and the Machine Duplication. But if that gets countered and you've got no follow up, or you've just got the agent in your hand, you then have to guess. It's not a complete disaster. You can salvage a turn and go to up to Double Helix if you guess correctly. But again, you're then relying on odds to make that decision. Whereas if you go with the drone, it's super safe. You end up with way less cards, and your field ends up less impressive. But again, it's more consistently going to resolve in the way that you want it to.
Yeah, actually, something to note. I've just seen someone in chat, and I reread Ib. He actually couldn't do what he did just now. You can only send Ib away if it's card effect that the card's going to be destroyed by.
Oh, it's not by battle as well.
No, Ib is protected by
Ib can be
both.
destroyed by battle, but you can only send it away to protect from...
card effects. Yeah.
Then that duel should have gone towards Leon.
Yeah.
That is unfortunate that got missed. Sorry, I didn't catch that either.
Yeah, I only read the first part of it. Yeah, unfortunately, we don't get the text of every single card in front of us. We kind of see on a monitor the exact same as what you guys see.
That's actually interesting because we actually had a discussion in the hotel last night about how a lot of players only actually read the first part of the card.
Yeah.
Well, that's super unfortunate. It puts a bit of a bitter taste in there. Well, let's continue with the rest of this duel and see where we end up. Double Helix, Deco Talker, Princess Sprite start with Last Resort. Alright, Leon does have a Regeki open to get rid of the Deco Talker. But he's going to go for Gofu first. He's just added 500 attack points to the Deco Talker, but I don't think that's going to be hyper relevant.
There goes Proxy Dragon.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest,
JY chooses to leave the Link Spider because it takes up the extra monster zone.
Yep. It's the best place for it.
I saw it's a downwards hour, so it
He does, but
it can Leon can still carry on as if that's not really an issue,
Ash Blossom.
and it's okay because Leon already has the invocation.
He does.
There's Mechaba, and of course the Decode Talker is also opening up a zone as well.
Oh, of course, yes. It has one arrow pointed to your opponents, doesn't it?
Yep.
I don't know if you can see that at home, but the way the light's playing and the foiling on the Sylvan Princess card, Princess Sprite, is actually messing with the camera, so it looks like the blossoms are falling. That's really cool. Sorry, I just like that. It's a very cool effect.
Here comes Regeki. Just attack. Oh no, he can't actually get over the Last Resort. And
Nope, too much attack, I believe.
well, this actually puts Jetway in a slightly awkward place because if he attacks the Mechaba, there's 2 Alistairs in Leon's hand. But his monster can be destroyed by result of battle. But if he activates the effect, he can get negated that way as well.
There's 1 for 1.
And
Blossom.
Ash Blossom.
Result.
Quick fix. JY is actually playing the second big red in his deck. A lot of people only electing to go with the 1.
Double Helix, being special summon from the graveyard there.
And here comes back quick fix.
JY just a huge field here.
Yeah, he's got a huge field. He just needs to find a way to just push off this Mechaba. Leon in a really tough spot. If he can just get that sleeper out of the way, he should be good.
Does he have anything?
He has Kaijus that he could draw to get him out of this situation.
Question is to decide them.
Going
I mean, he must have done, but that's the question. Did he?
It would have made sense. It would have made sense to bring in Kaijus.
Oh, utility wire.
Utility Wire being picked up by JY. That card proved pretty good in the last game.
So if we have a look at our vote tool, who do we think is going to be winning?
Let's see. JY currently with only a few votes.
Let's post that in the Twitch chat and have a look there. So if you had to pick, random question whilst there's very little going on, as they're still deciding stuff. If you had to pick one of the spirals to be, which one would you be?
If I had to exist in their world,
Yeah.
maybe Charming Resort stuff.
Yeah?
Never get sent out in the field. You're never going to get destroyed. No one plays you, you know? You just do your job, you go home, safe. I could get behind that.
You could get behind that?
Sometimes something a little less stressful isn't too bad.
I'd probably be quick fix.
He's the guy who gets beaten up the most.
Yeah. But he makes all the cool stuff.
Make me a gadget, now go away. Come back. Make me another gadget. Go away. Seems kind of like it's an abusive work environment.
What about you, Luke?
Don't know. It's a tough choice. I think Master Plan, just because she gets to sit down.
I feel like we're not really promoting the whole healthy lifestyle of a professional.
And there's the
player.
handshakes.
JY is going to progress on to the top 32.
You could sound more excited about that. Try again.
Yeah, no, sorry, I was just going
try
through.
again.
JY is going on to the
There
top
we
32.
go.
I was more hung up on the whole. Yeah, wow, we are like really unhealthy. I'm starting to feel a bit of self-loathing coming in. It's a very British thing that we have here. I do apologize for that to our American viewers who are full of sugar and hopes and dreams.
Now let's have a quick talk about that match in our post-match discussion. Welcome back. Now that was a very, very cool duel for JY there.
Yeah, it's a little bit unfortunate that the IB doesn't actually do.
Yeah, we did miss that in the first game.
Didn't get caught, and it got missed on the table as well, which is actually the bigger part.
The way that I see the most important part is that neither player noticed. It's their responsibility to notice that as an initial line of defense, and then the judges, and then that's basically it.
No,
yeah,
that's fair. That is fair.
But from that into game 2, JY was able to overwhelm Mekaba and get himself into a position where he was able to win the game.
Yeah, absolutely.
And is going to be progressing onto the top cut.
Yes. Now, that's absolutely fantastic for JY, but he, as we know, he kind of tends to get to that point, and then we'll just see how well he does after he gets there.
He's
we know what happened. He's very, very consistent, but we know what happened at the World Championships when he finally got to kind of the huge big leagues of playing against the best players in the world.
Yeah.
He kind of did fall down just a little bit, but still a very, very accomplished duelist.
Yeah, we'll have to see.
Definitely.
So we're going to have a bit of a longer break now due to the fact we have to finalize all the standings and then check with the players and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, I expect to be watching the LLDS for a little longer than usual.
Yeah, we'll see if we can get an interview. If not, we'll be back as soon as possible with more content from YCS London 2017.